range.
The solar flare, but there is still a Stormbringer to come after that. There's so many engage options on this NWT comp, and Baby, particularly when they're not grouped, they really have to respect it, even though they're ahead.
Northern side of Baby would be terrifying. They don't have vision of this bottom side of the river. They don't realize that they're going to be flashing into 4. That is going to be huge right there. Nice bit of damage coming out. A nice package, able to catch a lot of members of NWT. But look at the Seraphine coming in on the back line, peppering them right there. And then we got Jaffe going in, trying to get that kill. Does manage to try and get a couple of shots off. Then we are going to see Sunny able to get away, but the flash is going to come out.
Valiancy is about halfway done, so if they don't allow the Nard to get an engage off, What have they got left?
Look,
Encore,
we
yeah?
got Swifty coming in. He's flashing it, but
There's
Valiant
the
is
Encore.
already going to lose his Mega, but he's going to get the stun off just in time. He's able to keep it up. That is going to be absolutely massive as we see NWT picking them off one by one. Jackie, though, is managing to get a nice reset, though. Look at this. The damage just wasn't...
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're at the Baron here. Who's pulling the trigger?
The look to blind ult in order to try and get them. Unfortunately, NWT is going to be the one who gets shredded apart. They do not have the damage to take down Beefboom as they just get absolutely devastated. Unfortunately, we only got Sunny left, and she's just not going to be able to get away. She's trying to get away from Dax. Dax is just like, get back here.
That's an ace.
Welcome back, one and all. We're here, game number 3, Art of War Esports versus Universal Basic Income, the top of the ladder versus the bottom of the pool. My name is Escape, and I am joined today by Rap Terror.
Hey, what's up?
That's the extent of it. Yo, what's up? I love it. No, don't worry about it. Art of War, early with the bans. These guys are actually going back really back and forth quite quickly. I mean, it's not a big surprise. Both these teams prepare a lot for their games. Art of War, new coaching staff, new roster. They've gotten Seaborg and Yan Yan in recently. But those quick bans out of the Volibear, the Jinx, the Zillion. Actually, a lot of potential first pick mainly on that Volibear and that Jinx. Obviously, flex option is good. Looks like they're going to just potentially protect that mid pick for Seaborg here, the Syndra first pick. How do you feel about that one?
I'm not a big fan of Syndra, but I have a lot of faith in Seaborg. They've proven very effective so far in the games they've played. I think that they have a lot of potential to pop off on this, especially if like we see this Kai'Sa coming through. That's Kai'Sa mid, very squishy champion, easy to get like a quick pick with your stun. So it could be expecting that to come through for YUBI and just getting ready to counter pick it, which that's smart to use your first band. Ooh, back Galio. Okay, so never mind. I think the Syndra is going to be in a very bad position.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused. I mean, when I think Jeff God Gamer, I don't often think Kai'Sa. I haven't seen him pick it even when it has been very popular in Clovis, though they have been picking up a lot of kind of uncharacteristic picks, I want to say, but they've been piloting them really well. So it's like it's not impossible for the Kai'Sa, but that just doesn't feel to me what Civlock does a lot of the time. That being said, though, you do have the Galio lock-in along with the Nocturne. That is some very good blind into Justice Punch setup. The Yasuo. Last second hover note is going to be swapped to that Sejuani for Crims, kind of indicating that they're going to be going for some melee focus in the top lane. I'd have to imagine they're going to try and get some pressure out of the top lane, otherwise it doesn't make too much sense. We'll see what Slowbro wants to pick up there. But on the other side, just going back to Nocturne Galio, engage from YUBI is already the focus. They have a lot of peel potential with that Galio, but generally you want that Nocturne to dive into the middle of the team, immediately get that Justice Punch coming in from the Galio, set up for a big team fight. And it looks like it's going to be Leona on the other side. A lot of heavy engage drafted right now for Art of War Esports. They really want to try and dictate these fights.
Yeah, they're trying to, set up for, especially, with the Nocturne, if you can catch him out. Obviously, he's got a spell shield, but if you can kind of weave in between that and hit him, like, he's a very squishy champion. He's pretty easy to take out. Based on how I've seen Civlock build his Galio in the past, like, pretty sure it's going to be like an AP Galio, so it's not going to be quite as tanky. So, pretty easy to just nuke a target if you get those stuns off, and with that many stuns, it's going to be really hard for UB to dodge that. The Nami coming through is, it's a good counter to Leona. Bubble's good, Wave's good. I'm more looking towards what AD carry UB's gonna pick. I already expect they're gonna pick something like Camille or some sort of diving top laner to complement the Galio and the Nocturne. That's what they usually kind of do. So maybe something like a Shen, Camille, or something along those lines. But I think the AD carry position is going to be where UB kind of sets the pace for this. I think they have to go something very mobile. While they do have the Nami to disengage, then yeah, probably Lucian.
It's
maybe
gonna be Lucian. I know it is. Yeah, there it is. We're gonna lock it in. I have a little bit of insider intel that gives me a bit of info on that one. Didn't know what they were gonna pick. Obviously, when I saw this, it was a slightly different composition. But you see that Nami come through. Lucian's kind of the go-to option for that. It has a lot of presence in lane, has a lot of presence in team fights. Does function as a single damage source, and it looks like there's a lot of the Wind Brothers being hovered right now for that top lane pickup for Slowbro. Unless they're going to try and go for that melee Renata setup in the bot lane. There's some room for that into Well, I guess with the Leon, it's probably not too much room for it, is there? But, you know, the Yasuo's going to be locked in. That should be for Slowbro in the top lane finished up. And we're going to see what AWE wants to lock in for that AD carry. And I think you're right. There's going to be a lot of pressure around those ADCs right now. There's not a huge amount of damage. No way Yangna's going to whip out that Akshan ADC. That's an option. Okay, so generally, Akshan is outranged in the bot lane and deals with a lack of clear, but is not going to run into that problem against Lucian. That's interesting. Okay, so obviously that could be for Slowbro top lane. Yon could be playing the Yasuo and the ADC role right here. But I have a hard time believing that they're going to go with a melee into Nami Lucian. Maybe I'm wrong. A lot of room for that. Anyway, it is going to be that Malphite lock-in for the top lane right there for Red.
Yeah, there you go. The heavy engage to follow up with Nocturne and Galio on. This is just a pile drive composition. And, you know, and Akshan, if he gets ulted by Malphite, he's dead. He's just going to be gone. There's no escape for him. And that's just going to leave Yasuo. Also, Yasuo can't dodge the Malphite either. Can't win all that. So I see the goal here for you is to kind of just pick those two off really fast and fire, pick one of them off, and then just kind of duel out Art of War. The rest of their team doesn't really have good long-term sustained damage in a fight. Syndra kind of can get her cooldowns off, but that's very long. And, you know, if she gets an extended trade with Lucian or Nocturne, she's probably just going to lose out like immediately on that. So it's going to be on Art of War to keep their carries protected. You know, use the Sejuani, use the Leona. Hope Seaboard can hit some good E's to knock them away. But yeah, it's going to be very much on like the supporting cast for this lineup to hold, like to keep them going. Oh, actually, it is Syndra bot lane.
Whoa, okay. I was going to quickly make mention of the fact that YUBI to an extent has bottlenecked themselves with just putting all their damage on top of that Lucian. That's basically going to be their way in to these fights. If that Lucian gets behind, they could run into some serious issues. But we got to turn our focus. Yon playing the Syndra with Hail of Blades, which I can only assume is by accident. I don't have a great grasp on why you would go Hail of Blades on Syndra. I'm going to guess that's a missed opportunity there. Syndra is a great pickup into the bot lane if you can play it very effectively. I think it'll be difficult now. Obviously, she opts to go for Aerie, gives her a lot of poke most of the time. Maybe Yon knows something I don't. Maybe there's going to be a different build coming out here. I have no idea, but they have locked in a lot of AD on the top side of the map. Crims isn't going to be doing too much. That Malphite for top lane Red is going to be kind of hard to kill. You can't really put the mid laner up there to help. You can't really have the jungler come up. Slowbro's not going to deal enough damage. Red should just kind of be in a pause state right now. But what the bigger focus is going to be is how does Red do in that bot lane? They're going to try and pull that wave right now. And, you know, I imagine that we'll have a little bit of downtime, enough time for people to go and check out the FOF Connect magazine. Did get refreshed this Monday. There's a lot of fun information in there. But, you know, I think this game will kind of stall out until probably full clear timings for both these junglers, if not going straight till Dragon.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very slow, steady, early start to this. I don't think we're going to see anything tricky, especially running Hail of Blades Syndra. The only thing I can think of is wanting to be a little bit more aggressive level 1 and 2 before they can trade back, just kind of get a couple extra autos in. But I definitely think it's probably just a misclick, and I think that could actually be really detrimental for their team. She really needs something like Electrocute or Comet to just kind of complete the burst to try to just take out Jeff God. So if she can't finish him off immediately with one rotation, it's going to be really hard for the rest of the team to... it's going to be hard for the rest of the team to kind of pick him off because UB will collapse on that. Yeah, not Bill can give him a nice heal. Red taking some trade in the top lane. I expect he's going to do very roughly early on in this lane. And Akshan is pretty... Ooh.
There was the Ignite online. There was a little bit concerned for Red there. Maybe he's going to pick up that kill. The Flash does have to get burned out of that Malphite. A comment on the Malphite is worth talking about. Generally, Comet Malphite doesn't like to come online until about level 7. It's just when the cooldown gets low enough for Q to be a consistent harassing source. And I have to imagine that's going to be the goal that the Doran's Ring was picked up in that top lane. So maybe they're looking for something a little bit crazier on that Malphite. You know, UV has been a team to stay to statistics and analytics, if you will. But, you know, they've also pulled out some crazy stuff. I think about the Mandate Ashe ADC that they brought out against NWT. We've seen some odd options before, so it wouldn't be beyond me to say that Red's going to be going for a heavy AP build on that Malphite. I don't think I'd get my hopes up, though. More than likely going to be a tank, as that's really the role that he needs to serve on this team right now. Those jungle clears are finishing up right now. The Nocturne has opted to go for the 6 camp into Crab, whereas only 4 camps are picked up for Crims right now, still only level 3. maybe gonna look to invade, but there's gonna be no jungle camps to take there. Gonna look for play mid. No, just gonna back off, take those other camps. Like I said, these junglers just mainly looking for those full clears, and I imagine that we'll start to see a little bit more action as we run into the dragon.
Yeah, this first dragon, you know, it's just Cloud. It's not like a super big buff for a single dragon. I mean, it's not like as weak as, say, a single mountains dragon, but you know, it's still worth getting to push that towards, you know, seeing what the soul is for the map, getting into that position. We obviously know it's not going to be Cloud. If it's something like Infernal or Hextech, YUBI is definitely going to want that. It's going to be really powerful for their composition, help kind of facilitate their dive and the burst they get out of it. Likewise, for the side of you know, Infernal will be good for them. I think they're going to want more something like actually want Mountain Soul, get that shield to survive the dive. It could be really useful for Seaborg and Slowbro. But, you know, this fight, we could see a little fight around this. We do see the Leona coming up, so Riri's looking to make something happen. Crim's up on the top side.
They go over a ward. They have a lot of ways to track that Leona getting back into lane, so I imagine that Civlock is just going to play defensive until, yeah, they see the Leona walking down. Might be some room to punish here. Has caught that meanwhile fight in the top lane right now. Red's in a lot of trouble. There's no flash available. Does get the flash out of Crims, is trying to trade back with Silver, who's taking a lot of minion aggro. The flash forward, there's the ignite, and Slowbro barely picking up that kill with a sliver of HP remaining. That is first blood going to that Auction.
Red getting he was out scot-free. I think it was a little disrespectful to go back in, thinking that he could maybe trade something out of it.
Crims trying to go for the invade is taken so low already. There's still flash available for Utility Monster. He's going to pick up that kill and now try and bring it on to Slowbro. There's going to be that E available for the Auction. I don't imagine that Slowbro will be in any trouble there, but yeah, you're talking about disrespect right there. Red just trying to come back in, find a little bit extra damage. The flash ignite comes down, but at the same time, Crims overextends, looking for a play that they cannot find, and Utility Monster picks up the kill.
Yeah, good on Utility Monster for, you know, being able to kind of get something back out of that play. And they are up on gold on the play overall, so pretty good for them. Obviously sad that, you know, Red wasn't able to get an assist out of it, but, you know, it's still good. I mean, Nocturne is someone, having kills on a Nocturne is definitely not what Awe wants to see. I mean, if he can dive in and if he gets to a couple items ahead, able to dive in and just destroy like Slowbro, and then right before a fight even breaks out, they can't utilize his revive in a fight. Could be a really bad position. The more I think about it, the more I actually think this game's going to be really reliant on Slowbro for the Seaboard, just because of the Auction's revive, just because of his ability to kind of reset a fight.
Yep.
So, you know, they don't want Utility Monster to get ahead. They want him. They'd rather see those kills on someone like Jeff God or Civlock, honestly, because they're going to have a harder time getting to Slowbro than, say, Utility Monster or Red is. But the Cloud Drake, sorry, not really getting started up. Again, not super important first. They might just instead decide to slow it down. Yan. Ooh, skilled on with heavy mana.
There is the Nocturne on the bot side. There's no level 6 picked up, but Riri does go in. The Ignite is already popped. Jeff God Gamer, the cleanse is very late. Deciding not to pop it too early there. The Ignite is burnt out of Riri. The exhaust out of Yanyan as well. And you know what? Jeff God Gamer is going to have the ability to just regen up that HP. You've got the Nami there. Bill the Pony is going to be able to pop those W's nonstop. And hey, look at this play from YUBI. Low HP on the Nocturne right now. Has picked up the level 6, though. There's room to go in on Yanyan, grabbing that Honey Fruit real quick. Regenning up. Already low HP onto Crims, who will fall first. Now Jeff God Gamer and Bill the Pony are here. The ultimate is popped there to get the knockout out of Civlock. Utility Monster does fall. A second kill grabbed for Jeff God Gamer. And you know what? We keep talking about how important that Lucian's going to be. There is 2 kills picked up for Jeff God.
Yeah, good work from them right there, especially Utility Monster managing to stay alive just long enough to get the ult off to get the kill onto, I think that was Yanyan. No, it wasn't Yanyan. He picked it up onto Crims first. Yes, he picks it up on Crims. Good start to that fight, managing to then, you know, put them in the 4v3 situation. Even though he's going to go down, he still lives long enough to let the Galio go off, knock up Oriri. Really smart play. Also, especially just sneaking that dragon right there, seeing, hey, you know, they're being aggressive on this bot side. Crims is probably down here, but he's probably not near the river based on how they're playing. So we can take this. We can take this really quick. We have the potential to do that. Ocean Dragon up next, so it is going to be one of the other 3 this game. The ones that we were talking about earlier, like that would be really effective for either of these teams, depending on what they get. So YUBI in a good spot. They're getting kills where they need them for their team. Obviously, as well, they got it on the Yasuo, they've got it on Sean. But it's going to be on those 2 to push, try to push those kills into advantages in their lanes, and so far they're both down in CS on their lane, despite, especially on top side, Red having died earlier to Slowbro.
Yeah, it's kind of important for that auction. I think one of the things we have to look for right now is you talked about a lot about that backline access getting to auction. We've just seen, this is our second auction today, we've just seen Jaffe play a very flanking style with the auction. That could do some damage and getting Jeff God Gamer in trouble during some later team fights. Forcing him to deal with an auction might be a really good way to just say, hey, let's pull him off of our front line, let our Yasuo and our Syndra do their thing. And then, you know, if the auction goes down, that sucks. If the auction gets the kill, that's amazing. But we might see a little bit more of a, you know, a flank auction. Obviously has access to so much stealth, can get to those backlines really comfortably, and can do a lot of work once he's there. So I'd be interested to see how Slowbro does decide to play. But like you say, I think Slowbro is going to be a big part of these fights. Yon and Seaborg, obviously, big damage threats they have room to. This is the long con from Utility Monster at the moment, just sitting way back. Don't quite have the ability to sweep out that bush. They do have the control ward if they want to take it. I am curious to see how long Utility Monster is going to try and sit on this play. Obviously, they want to try and get Jeff God Gamer ahead here, so committing time to this play makes a bit of sense. The recall is just now channeled as they come back into lane. No, it looks like they're going to try and commit to this Build a Pony. Unseen in that bush right now. Are they going to be able to find this play? A lot of waiting. Build a Pony does pop the ultimate. They're going straight onto Yon, who's getting bursted down. The culling is popped. And bye, Syndra. Hail Blades isn't going to help you here. Riri following suit. And that is 2 more kills picked up on that bot side. 1 for Utility Monster and 1 for Jeff God Gamer. Now the play comes into the mid lane right now. Civillock taking extended trade with Seaborg. Does he know that there is some room for the Crims to get in there? Doesn't look like Crims is going to look for that play. Just rotate up to that top side. Clean play for YUBI in the bot.
Yeah, very clean play. They know that they can take advantage of Yon in the situation. He's not really able to turn around and burst them. Doesn't know that the Nami's in the bush. Bill with a beautiful ultimate to cut off Syndra, not allow her to escape back towards the turret, give them time to just tear into a... And just a good play overall.
Good reaction time there from Utility Monster to dodge that. There's the Malphite ulti into the Galio, and they pick up their first kill already, but it is low health bars for YUBI there. Red able to regen back up, or Riri is taken very low. There's the play from Civillock to grab the kill, but now Slowbro hitting targets. There's room for respawns coming through here. First one does not happen as all those kills are on Utility Monster, it seems. Slowbro right on top of the Menace himself and picks up the kill. Triple kill for Slowbro. And that is going to be some revives coming online and a lot of gold on that auction.
I actually think it was too late for the revives to come through, but still great play out of Slowbro. And YUBI getting way too aggressive right there, thinking that they've already taken out one, got the other. We can keep going on to this auction, but he's just got so much damage already. Even before his back, he's got the pickaxe. He's got a little bit of the scepter there, so it's with how low they are. It was just a bad situation to be in. Good on Slowbro for capitalizing. Good on you. I mean, honestly, I'll say Utility Monster did a good job trying to make something out of that, try to get something back, but unfortunately, the fear not coming through fast enough.
That is
good.
There's a lot of cooldowns burnt. We're looking at 10 seconds right now before the dragon spawns right now. And on the side of YUBI, they burnt a lot to try and deal with that. There's the Galio ultimate down. We're missing the Malphite ulti. We're missing Paranoia by a few seconds here. I think it is going to be up in time. Is YUBI going to try and contest this one? Missing a few cooldowns. There's no way for the Malphite to get down here. Do you see Slowbro up in that top lane now, immediately trying to trade with Red, making sure that there's no way that TP can get canceled even though it's up. It looks like a small trade in the mid lane, just trying to get that mid lane priority. AWE. Get control over Dragon. This 4v4 right now in the pit. The Solar Flare is already burnt on Utility Monster, who eats up a lot of damage there. Speaking of which, Jeff God Gamer in the middle of 3 nearly finds the kill on the Crimson. Now finally does go down, and look at this. Lucian is invincible. Build a Pony doing good work to keep his ADC alive, and now to Seaborg trying to get away from this play. It's already gone downhill. Crims and Oriri fall, and that should be a Dragon picked up now for YUBI.
And this is the situation where the Hail of Blades, Syndra, is kind of showing the problems. It can't get enough damage.
Oh, okay, that was kind of close. 700. Syndra's burst does a lot.
Yeah, good try there, but good fight out of YUBI. It looked a little messy at first. Jeff got a little too deep there, and I saw Utility Monsters go onto an already dead target, but they do manage to pick up 2 on that play. Syndra just completely knocked out of the fight. Yon is just unable to get anything going. Like we said, Hail of Blades doesn't really allow him to get a lot of his bursts out of C1.
Flash is up here. They want this commitment, but I don't think they have the cooldowns. They do finally get the CC under turret. Just a little bit upset about that. Crims can't be there.
And I pushed him a little further into turret too.
Yeah,
even, just to guarantee the safety.
Yes. Get that damage, force him to recall. Get out of here, Lucian. We're going to try and take some turret plates just before they fall down right now. 30 seconds until that comes true. Gold right now, very much favoring YUBI. There's 5 kills in their favor, but more importantly, there's a lot of farm favoring them. ADCS only picked up for Slowbro so far, which is a little bit strange. You'd expect that Akshan now, with the massive number of kills that he has, the Ignite has been picked up, you'd expect that Akshan to be doing really well in lane. But it hasn't come through so far. Is at a significant deficit CS-wise to Red. Hasn't picked up that first plate the same way that Red has. That Malphite, it's going to get really difficult to deal with him, especially if Yon can't find any way to pick that kill. We know that Malphite stacks armor so effectively. His passive, his W, everything helps him out there. Could be very difficult for AWE to deal with him if you let him scale too much longer. You got to start getting slower on that map and start making plays. And right now, YUBI is the one being proactive as they're on this Rift Herald.
Yeah, good getting the Herald. Civillock going to take this bottom turret. It's a pretty good spot. Slowbro is hiding.
Challenge is here. There's the ultimate coming down. Solar Flare. The smite is picked up. Doesn't quite see who's picked it up, but it's already low HP across the board. Build a pony. Stuck in the pit right now. And that is 5 people from AWE, but they cannot pick up that Rift Herald. They are going to deny the eye, but there's no plates up at the moment, so that's not a huge loss. And hey, Civillock, Red, farming on those side lanes right now. The only loss is Build a Pony. And, you know, it's a kill picked up for the Akshan. Doesn't hurt. Oh, hold on. There's room for an engage right now. Can the Leona get on top of the Lucian? Yes! Stuck by himself. Jeff God Gamer burns the flash to get out. Red is also in a lot of trouble right now. Will they go for this dive? 5v2 under the turret right there. Red staying alive. No, the Ignite ticks him down. Jeff God Gamer stuck under turret by himself. There are 5 people mid right now for AWEs. They want to try and find a little bit of gold in this pocket. Bill the Pony is back. Jeff God Gamer, there's the engage from Utility Monster. The ultimate coming in from Civillock. And YUBI has regrouped, and YUBI is starting to take names. Down goes O'Reilly. Jeff God Gamer choosing not to follow up. And that is AWE hard committing to a mid turret. Can't even find a kill.
Yeah, once Civillock disappears, you should really back away. Like it's like almost obvious they're gonna set up a dive play. We've already talked about this is a very dive heavy composition. If you see Nocturne range, you don't see Galio, just run away. And I mean they at least mostly got out there. Ruri unfortunately getting caught just the edge of that, just getting caught in the knockup. But it's support for support overall. No turret goes down. Not really getting used because they didn't. YUBI got it, wasn't able to claim it. So just kind of going back into a little bit of a stalemate position, but like you were saying, Civillock on the side there, getting that bottom turret kind of cracked the area around the Dragon. Dragon's going to be up in the mid and 40, so without that outer turret on the bottom side, Oz got to be a lot more careful about coming through there. I mean, they could easily get picked off. They walk into Galio or maybe even Nocturne just sitting in a bush. So it's going to allow YUBI a little bit more time to set up their vision control in the area, set up a little bit more of just visibility of that whole side of the map. So this next Dragon, I would assume, is going to be pretty secure for them as long as they can keep that going. As long as they can, get another ward. I think a ward just past red buff might be a good spot just to watch anyone coming in from that little arc on the bottom. But
Red's bullying.
And then this is when the Malphite becomes a problem.
Yeah, and this is, Malphite starts to get scary. As you go later, there's that first item picked up. He's going to be going for, I presume, a Thimblewinter, just going to get even more tanky, going to be even harder to kill. Red's doing a good job of that so far. It's hard to ignore right now. YUBI, even with some difficult laning matchups, has really just done the better job. Seagrog should have a decent advantage into the Galio right now. You're not dealing with that magic shield. You can take extended trades really nicely. Force the Galio to not get away. Hold on, Crims is caught in the jungle right now. Have to get out of there if you can. There's the stun barely missing it from Yon. The flash is in, and they do get onto Jeff God Gamer. The cleanse is burnt early. He can walk away from that. That paranoia is burnt to peel off his ADC, and Ariri's taken low first. Now there's the engage from Red onto the back line. Slowbro forced to flash away. Yon trying to keep the utility monster off him as best he can. The Q picks up the kill. 2 kills. The bot side of AWE falls. And it looks like YUBI's going to be getting themselves onto this soul point.
I don't think Art of War thought at first that Leona was going to hit. Jeff God, at least he was going to go over the wall with her. So they looked like a little hesitant right there. And as a result, Jeff, while he was a little bit late on the cleanse, manages to just dodge the center of the Sejuani ult, lets him walk out of there just without getting completely stunned, without being able to get nuked. And that's just the call from YUBI. Hey, they've burned an ultimate already, then we saw the Leona ult come through. Let's just turn around. Let's just turn this fight. They have nothing to stop us. They can have nothing to peel allow them to peel us off. And like I said, they pick up 2 from the bottom. And Art of War looking to maybe try to have a little Fnatic death brush here.
I think he needs something at some point. There's the engage onto red. Flash is available. There's no unstoppable force. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of here. The flash is burnt. The ignite is ticking. That's going to be a kill picked up for AWE's Slowbro. And, you know, that's 4 people committed to top lane. You do still have Civilog free farming on that bot side, going to pressure that inner turret. This is an outer turret with a bounty. An extra 25 gold, 50 gold across the team doesn't hurt necessarily, but it's not necessarily what you want to be looking for right now. Utility Monster, under a bit of pressure in his own jungle right now, has to get away. The Solar Flare is burnt. Now maybe YUBI wanting to fight for this red buff. There are 5 people in this top side right now. Looks like they're going to just give it away. Slowbro is ahead on gold, but kind of down on effectiveness right now.
Yeah, he's not able to really get out of this lane. He's kind of stuck here with the Malphite. He's got to try to stop him from farming up, because outside of the ultimate from Yasuo, they really don't have a lot of armor penetration for themselves right now. It's going to be a bit before that gets all online. Oh, I guess he is going straight for the armor pen, but you know, he hasn't been able to roam around the map like you really want to see an Akshan do. Be able to get out there and just kind of proactively make plays around the map. So they have all this gold, so much gold on this Akshan. Like, I'd say probably 2,000 of the gold that they've earned is just stuck on him. Or like maybe even 3,000. They're just stuck there.
Engage found on the Civilog. This is what AWE needs. I like that they're playing defensive with their objectives right now. There's still only 3 people there. Stun picked up. Can they find the kill onto this Galio? The ultimate misses from Crims. I think that's going to be a safe Civilog walking back home. Is going to be able to survive with that red buff and those Raptors taken away unpunished.
Yeah, you just get a flash, you get a Nami heal out of it, and I guess Nami also.
Red. Bye-bye, Yon. That's it. Ultimate's already popped. And that is a missing Syndra.
Yan living up to his name, getting caught sleeping. Oh, Utility Monster.
UT in 1v2 right now against Slowbro. I don't know if this is going to necessarily go well. They managed to pick up the kill. It's going to trade back there for Slowbro, who now gets engaged on. Crims is just over the wall. Jeff God Gamer, great dash back to stay away from that Sejuani. Is now knocked up by that bubble. Half HP on Crims right now. Red coming over to support his teammates right now as they re-engage onto Crims. Slowbro is already very low on HP. Seabrog and Slowbro having to get away. Red just holding that choke point with the body. And that is going to be more kills going over to YUBI.
Solid wall indeed. Good play out of YUBI, just constantly keeping the pressure up. Anytime Awe thinks they're safe, nope, just keep going in. Go on another target, find another fight. Just keep them on their toes.
The best spam. Thank you, Bill.
The fish spam. Oh,
love it.
Loving the fish spam. But yeah, so Awe is in I mean, they're down 8,000 gold. YUBI's on soul point. Like, this is a really bad position for Awe to be in. And I don't think I mean, obviously it's not helped by the fact that, like, you know, they're kind of playing a kind of odd comp that really needed them to kind of get the lead early to get things going. Slowbro still not dead. He's still deathless, still a powerhouse sign to deal with. He's got Lord Dom, so he should be able to rip through the Malphite and Civilog in the next fight. But you know, it's getting to the point where I'm not sure if the rest of the team is going to be able to even hold out long enough for him to pick up those kills without just getting turned on.
Richard, don't say that. It's mean. Sorry, keep going.
oh, Jeff got
right now. Hold on, bullying coming through. Jeff got Gamer falls. That's so important. Shutdown picked up for Yon. Bill the Pony gets away right now. We got a minute on Dragon. Jeff got Gamer will be up, and this gives time for AWE to set up just before the soul point comes online. Now maybe Paranoia is burnt. Flash Cleanse is both down on the side of that Lucian. Just sending Crims in there, Yon. I think that's going to be the end of that engage, but as we set up for Dragon right now, 45 seconds. The wards getting taken down, kind of giving room for YUBI to get into this jungle right now as AWE walks towards that mid wave. They don't have the waves pushed out anywhere. Everywhere is currently favoring YUBI. They have that vision control. That's really what that wave gets you, is it cuts off more ways for these teams to get into the jungle in ways that you don't expect. You have that mid lane pushed forward, you get that mid route. You might even get 3. You get bot lane pushed in, you've got another way into bot lane through river, through tri-rush, whatever it is.
Another death bush.
They're going to death bush again. They're going to find Civilog. This has to be the play for AWE as they find that engage. Civilog is so tanky, though. How long is this going to take? Slowbro started to channel that ulti. It does get canceled by the Zonies right now. There still has been no help for this. Poor Galio goes down first. There's no Paranoia to try to get any sort of follow-up right now. It's 4v5. Riri flashing forward. Unable to grab that spell. She's right when the flash comes away. Huge, unstoppable force for Red. Seabrog on the bat line is going to be brought down by the combined efforts of YUBI. And now that Paranoia is finally back. The Blue Ward assisting Utility Monster's way into the back line right now. Slowbro, half HP. Utility Monster falling a lot slower. That is a 500 gold shutdown on that Akshan. And Yon, you have Hail of Blades and nothing to show for it right now. YUBI is going to walk it down mid lane, is going to pick up that soul, and things are looking desperate for AWE.
Looked so good at the start. They had the pick. Civillock was just completely caught out, but he's just so tanky, especially with the W, and they just can't kill him. He manages to stay alive long enough for Red to get in there, for them to be able to return the fight around. Utility Monster baits all of right back into that little choke point, that really narrow passageway, so Malphite can hit everybody with the ultimate. And it's just a disaster after that. Jeff God picks off Yon, they pick off Seaborg, they picked off Ariri. It's just well, not Yon, Crims. But it was such a good turnaround of a situation that looked really bad at first for YUBI. Last couple of minutes have been a little rough. They've been getting picked out a little bit. But now, they've got Soul. I honestly think this game is probably in the bag for them at this point.
I mean, yeah, what do they have to do? They have to throw a Baron play. They have to give the Baron over. Objective bounty could be pretty big. Seabrog and Yon have to be able to maintain some sort of consistent damage, some consistent fight. And you know what? 2 items done on Syndra, 2 items done on Akshan. It's not bad. Compare that to 3 items done on Galio, 3 items done on Lucian, 2.5 done on the Nocturne. There's just so much additional gold right now. We're talking about nearly a flame horizon in the jungle at the moment between Utility Monster and Crims. Crims hasn't had access to camps for this whole game, it feels like. And now, YUBI feels comfortable. They can just force a Baron right here. There's not really anything AWE has to try and pressure on the map right now. They can't force them to move away from this Baron, and they really can't give it to them.
Yeah, and Rez just pushing on the bottom. He has teleport. He can join them, but as long as they just keep dancing, as long as YUBI doesn't get engaged on, Slowbro is off on the side, but he gets spotted by the pink ward. As long as they can just hold out without just getting
Here they come. Ultimate is burnt. There's the Paranoia to disengage the fight. Are they going to try and find a way back in, I wonder? Yes, there it is. On to the back line. Red is hit. Double knock-up on the AWE. Surprise Malphite comes in. AWE gets completely shredded through. There is no kills picked up. Triple kill, quadra kill. Build the pony playing against his ADC. Pentakill is stolen, but YUBI walk in a Baron.
The YUBI showing why they have won the last 2 championships. This team, even with Bill on the team now, even Red now joining the squad, it's still such a dangerous threat. As we see right here, Red, I don't think they saw him on the teleport, so Utility Monster comes in with all the surprise and just piles and piles of CC just getting layered up. There's nothing Awe can do. They just fall apart. The tanks get shredded completely. Utility Monster buying so much space against the carries, and once the tanks are gone, it's just there's just no front line. It's just over. It's just complete over for Awe. The Baron's going to go over to YUBI. They're going to keep marching forward. They're getting, honestly, I think with 8, let's see, it was 14 this season. I think that almost a win here, I think, locks them in playoffs at this point. Or it will.
If not nearly.
It nearly does.
They're on a bit of a tear at the moment. It's very difficult. A lot of teams have struggled. Only one team has succeeded so far, and right now it doesn't look like AWE is going to be added to that very exclusive list of just New Wave Tsunami, who has taken down this roster this season. It's looked so strong. The addition of Red has been amazing for them, and though they have lost Brian Sang, Build the Pony has some big shoes to fill there. Has been doing a pretty solid job of keeping that ADC strong. Look at it right now. 13, 1, and 8. Jeff having a monster game, but do we expect anything less from him at this time? You know, this squad just looks strong across the map. They don't really have a weak point that teams are able to punish. And I think that, along with some amazing coordination like we're seeing, especially in that last team fight, just switching that Paranoia on early, instant TP from Red. They leave it for a minute, don't engage too early, get going right as the Malphite shows up. This team continues to play well individually, well as a team, really, really solid decision-making, and the only time that they've ever looked weak was in their early games at the beginning of the season. That's gone now. What do teams have to do in the coming weeks to try and step up to this level come playoffs?
Well, I think they're going to have to try to find their own style. I think the problem is so many of these teams, like, they don't have enough of a style that can throw YUBI off. They play a very, like, kind of traditional style. A lot of them play very front-to-back teams often. And, you know, YUBI thrives in chaos. If they can force chaos, it's it's really like that's their bread and butter. It's forcing chaos, forcing their opponents to make mistakes. They punish mistakes so hard. I've been saying for a couple of weeks now that UB is a team that is really good at punishing mistakes. Like they are just absolutely so good at it. It's something I've also been saying is 90% of your
there's the ultimate
man.
coming through. Jeff God Gamer does burn that cleanse and is already out of there. Paranoia onto the back line right now. Seabrog's having to burn that flash to get away. Ziploc has joined the fight as Jeff goes unstoppable, taking out his first kill. Second one picked up by Red there. Onto a Riri. There's so much gold being flexed here by YUBI. We've talked about how far ahead they are right now. Nearly 15k at this point. Just end it. Getting onto those Nexus turrets right now. YUBI has looked solid from minute 1 to minute 29 now as they're diving in onto this Nexus, onto that fountain. And it is only time before the minions decide to take this one. The resurrection does come through from the utility monster. But I think AWE can only hope for KDA at this point as YUBI is going to clean up our third game of the day.
UB showing why they are back-to-back championships, why they have a shirt in the merch store, which, by the way, FOF merch, go buy it. It's wonderful. It's amazing. But anyways, UB continuing on the campaign that they have been put together, the warpath towards the playoffs, towards a third title, the first three-peat in FOF history. So getting so close. They can almost taste it. If they keep up the pace they're going right now, I think it's gonna be really hard for most teams in the league to be able to really catch them. I'm sorry, Escapers. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to. They're just so good.
They are continually adding to this mountain, you know? And one of the things that you can be afraid of is if you're at the top, you stop improving. You know, if you're not ever being pressured, you can lose focus, you stop trying. That's something that we have not seen for a second from YUBI. They've continued to work out problems that they have. They're not satisfied with being the best team. They want to be as good as they can be, and we're continuing to see that. They're always, always, always looking to improve. We see that day in, day out, constant changes, tweaks. We have issue. Let's fix this as best as we can. And I think we're going to have the opportunity to hear a bit from YUBI, a bit from Jeff God Gamer on how that improvement has continued. We're going to be going into an interview with our winning team, followed up by our final game of the day. Make sure you don't go anywhere.
tabbed and opened up my oops percent calculator and saw that we had a pretty high chance of winning. So that's how we were able to sort of calm ourselves down and keep our heads in the game.
Hell yeah, keep track of that math, dude. You know, as long as you know the oops percentage is in the right spot, you know, you folks just maintain. You can't lose. So let's talk about tomorrow's matchup. You folks are going to be matching up against Wash, who did lose today, but in a very close matchup against RLS. What are your thoughts overall going into this game?
Yeah, Wash is a team that I haven't been able to play against yet. I took a week off when YUBI last faced against them, so very excited to play against them. I think Wash's bot lane is actually a very underrated bot lane. I think they're one of the strongest in FOF. And it's always exciting to play against the team for the first time. And it's so I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think Wash's players are very good individually, and they're still sort of working out their team play. So going against a team like us, whose team play is sort of always super coordinated and clean, it's going to be a good test for them. So I'm very excited.
Right on. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for joining us for this interview. Before we step away, though, as always, any final thoughts you'd like to leave with us?
Not too much. I just want to say shout out to everyone watching. You know, I think it's kind of over now. Now that I've pre-ordered my YUBI hoodie, it'll be here, and we're gonna wear it for all of our matches as a team, and no one will stand a chance because we're just that synergized. So good luck to the rest of the league.
All right. Well, congratulations to YUBI on this win, and folks, we are gonna take a short break, but we will be back with our final game tonight, Game 4, coming at you very soon. So don't go too far. We'll be right back.
Constantly changing, always rearranging, always rearranging, always rearranging. That is constantly changing, always rearranging, always rearranging. Always rearranging. Always rearranging. Always rearranging. That is constantly changing. Always rearranging. Always rearranging. Always rearranging.